when I answer this question, like, are you concerned about Trey Lance? Well, I think there are a few different ways to look at this. The first way is who's calling my phone right now? Capital One. Should have known. Okay, the first way is, was the trade worth it? 3 first-round picks, 2 first-round picks and a pick swap, which essentially is 3 years of first-round picks for Trey Lance. Is he worth it? Well, if he becomes Josh Allen one day, Andrew Luck, Patrick Mahomes, absolutely. He may. He's not going to be Andrew Luck. He's not going to be Josh Allen this year. 22, hasn't played in 2 years. That's a process. I mean, Josh Allen wasn't Josh Allen when he was 22. It took him some time. Andrew Luck, when he was 22, was at Stanford. It took him some time. So, yeah, he has the upside to become a top 5 quarterback in the league. And he shows glimpses of that every once in a while. The other day with Kittle on the field and Trent Williams and the whole gang led a beautiful drive down the field against a great defense. So he shows glimpses of being able to be a top 5 quarterback. He's not going to be a top 5 quarterback this year. This year, what he needs to do is be Jimmy Garoppolo plus. And I contend that that is not hard. Maybe I'm wrong. Because I know there's some romanticism about what Jimmy Garoppolo brought to this team, but if we're being frank, the way this team won with Jimmy was by running the ball more than they passed it. He won playoff games throwing 19 times, 8 times, 25 times, 19. Anytime he had to throw more than 25 times, he lost in the playoffs. So if you're already working around your quarterback, if you're already running more than passing, if you already have a mistake-prone arsonist at quarterback, wouldn't it be better to just swap out someone who's inexperienced but at least can run and throw deep? Because you don't want to pass. So Trey Lance, you're going to take this whole run as much as possible, throw as little as possible to an extreme this year. You're going to throw less than last year. You're going to run more than last year. But that's what you want to do anyway. That's your identity. Trey Lance lets you lean into your identity. So now, excellent run game with all these great blockers and ball carriers, only averaged 4.3 yards per carry last year, 16th out of 32 teams. That'll go up this year. That'll be closer to 5 yards a carry. They'll be closer to the top of the league. So when they do run all game, they'll actually be better at that. And why? Because when Jimmy Garoppolo hands the ball off, he's not a threat to keep it and throw a pass or keep it and run. Right? No play action, no zone read. He hands off, and then it's 10 on 11 football. It's amazing the Niners have been this good running the ball, given that they're playing 10 on 11. Now, with Lance, when he hands off, he's a threat to keep it and run. When he hands off, he's a threat to keep it and throw. Just the threat will improve things. So I don't think it's cause for concern. It's not time to panic. They're doing a lot of throwing in camp against a really good defense that made Matthew Stafford look bad, Dak Prescott look bad. When the regular season comes around, they're going to run the ball a lot. He's going to run the ball a lot. Now, that doesn't mean he's going to be the next Josh Allen. But that's how Josh Allen got through the rough years, right? When he was young, he ran a lot. Trey Lance is going to run a lot. The Niners are going to run a lot. Their passing game, they're ultimately not going to win or lose games based on their passing game. It's going to be based on their defense and run game. And from what I've seen at camp, their defense is better than last year, and their run game is better than last year. The passing game, work in progress. But I think it'll ultimately be probably a net zero. Might be a little bit worse on third down, maybe. Going to get more explosive plays. Probably going to be around the same interception rate until Trey Lance gets some experience. So the passing game should be about the same. It'll look different, but yards per attempt should be about the same. If Deebo Samuel's still getting 10 yards after the catch per reception, the yards per attempt will be great. Anyway, not time to trade, not time to panic or trade Trey Lance. He's doing fine. It's a very tall task. What they're going to ask him to do in the regular season is going to be a whole lot different. It's going to be what they asked Jimmy to do. Hey, Trey, hand off. Hey, hand off again. Now you run. Now fake the handoff and actually throw. Those plays are going to work. I think the Niners are going to score more points than they scored last year. They were 7th in yards, but only 13th in points. I think they're going to have fewer yards and more points this year. My main concern with Trey Lance and this team is durability. They are going to run him in the ground because, again, I don't know that he's ready to throw 30 times a game. Maybe in a couple of years. But right now, he'd be better off at 24 times a game, 25 times a game. So that means he's going to have to run a lot. Will he lose? How many hits is he going to take? The pass protection isn't good. He's going to be part of the running game. How many games is he going to play this year? If it's 17, they probably make the playoffs. If it's 14, I don't know. I would say they probably won't make the playoffs. So the Niners are going to do what they have to do with Lance this year to win. Obviously, they want to run him as little as possible, but they're going to have to figure out what that number is. And early on, it might be a lot. This team is not built to throw the ball more than 25 times a game, no matter who their quarterback is, Jimmy or Trey. So I just want to know, when Trey's running 10 times a game, can he do that and stay healthy? He doesn't slide. He runs between the tackles. We'll see. So definitely not time to panic about Trey Lance. This is all good experience for him. He's 22, going up against an elite defense. Hopefully, from the Niners' perspective, he'll get better over the years. Jimmy never did. That's why people came down so hard on Jimmy in Camp 5. It's like, dude, we saw this last year. This is every year with you. You don't improve, your game doesn't develop. With Lance, it's like, okay, you're making similar mistakes, but you're 22, and you haven't done this before. So I think some people want the tone of the criticism to be the same with him that it was with Garoppolo, but that's just intellectually dishonest. We have to acknowledge there's a different circumstance here between Jimmy and Trey. Jimmy was the highest paid player in the league when he signed his contract. He was a vet. He was not improving. He was his responsibility to be at the top of his game. Trey is on his first deal, hasn't played in 2 years, 22 years old. His job is to improve and be better than Jimmy, right? You're the starter now, be better than Jimmy. Those are low bars. I think he will. I think he has. Pat says, how do I get credentialed without getting hired by an organization? Set up website like Sandler? No, you probably want to look into organizations that give out credentials. It could be international. It could be local. Newspapers, websites. Contact them, ask if they want Niners coverage. That's probably the best way to do it. It's not easy, though. All Niners says, Grant, I don't understand how you have the Niners not making the playoffs and you also believe Trey is better than Jimmy. I feel like you're basically saying our O-line is the sole reason we won't make it. I just explained it. I didn't read this. I hope that was a good explanation. It's the pass protection is a real issue, and they're going to run Trey into the ground. It's going to be 10, 11, 12 carries a game between the tackles. We saw it against Arizona. It's going to be that plus handing off and a little play action here and there. So I don't know. Eventually, next year, the year after, they may use him like he's John Elway. But this year, they're going to use him like he's Jalen Hurts. This year. How's that going to go? Jalen Hurts played 15 games last year. Missed 2, though. Am I right? I don't think the Niners can afford Trey to miss any time. Some people really like Nate Sudfeld, though. I'm not one of those people. Anyone ever stop to think, this is Zachary Couch, anyone ever stop to think they were trying to make practice as hard as possible so the games seem easier? I don't think they have to try. The defense is great. The offense is overmatched. I think the Niners are trying to make it more even by holding Bosa out of team drills. Ever since I brought that up, he doesn't participate much in team drills anymore. As Greasy said, yeah, it's good to make things hard, but you also want to develop some confidence and skills. And you can't say that Trey has been able to do that so far. There's a link real quick if you want it. Boom. Hold on, let me put it in here. But I'm still taking some questions. Hunter. Yo, what's up with the wide receiver getting the concussion from Fred Warner's hit and Kyle admitting it? Yes, it was messed up. Kyle should have done something about it. But the wide receiver's back. Thank goodness. He seems okay. Real quick, before I take some calls, I hate to be annoying, but I just want to keep reminding you that I have a merch available. And it was mostly for you guys. You guys said you wanted to buy some, so I made some. I'm not a businessman. But we have some stuff. And the website keeps changing because there's a suggestion box, as you can see, up here. But right now, if you go to the shop thing, you can buy all this stuff. And I'd love to see someone come on the show wearing like a Cohn head shirt. Free shipping, 10% off, CPH1. And it'd be cool if you called in with like a Cohn head shirt or like a Banana Hands keychain. I'm just saying.